Do you need an AWS certification to join AWS? If you're someone that dreams of landing a job at AWS or any other cloud company, then this is a question that probably popped in your head. This is not a one-size-fits-all kind of answer. This is specifically for SDEs that are trying to get into the cloud space and to work for these companies. I'm a software development engineer, so I can speak more towards the software development engineering role and that career path. So let's get into the question. The short answer to the question of do you need an AWS certification or cloud practitioner certification to get a role at AWS, the answer is no. The long answer, it depends on the kind of role that you're looking at. Cloud practitioner course or an AWS certification, in my experience, does not make your resume stand out from the other resumes that the recruiter is looking at. The skills that you have, the languages that you worked on, and the kind of experience that you have or the projects are more likely to catch their eye than your AWS certification if you're looking for an SDE role. Typically, as an SDE that's interviewing for AWS, you are likely to be tested on three things. The first thing is data structures and algorithms. You've heard this n number of times, but it is very important. You will definitely be tested on your coding abilities, and you should know what data structures to use to help with the time complexity and the space complexity of the solution that you're providing. Yes, complexity is also another important thing that you need to be aware of when you're coding in an SDE interview. You don't need to be aware of complex algorithms like red-black tree or AVL trees, but you need to know how to use a data structure and to model an algorithm that will give you the best optimal solution for the question that you're asked. On top of this, they also check the maintainability of your code and if your code is testable and what kind of edge cases that you're looking at when you're running through your code after you finished your solution. The second important thing is behavioral. You need to be aware of the company's leadership principles, or you need to be aware of the company's mission and values and align your answers or align your experience with these values, because this is something that companies focus a lot on because they only want to bring in people that align with their ideologies and that can work well with people that are already in their company. So go to these companies' website, find out their leadership principles, find out their values, and see if you as an engineer align with those, because that's one of the important aspects for you to pick the company that you want to be in. And if you do align, then figure out your behavioral answers based off of these values and these principles. If you've had an experience in your work, or if you had an experience when you are at a university and doing a group project, try to align that with these principles so you're well prepared for when the interviewer asks you questions. These questions are also going to be very in line with the values and the mission of the company. The third important thing, it's not really as important if you are an entry-level engineer, but if you are going to be a senior engineer or if you're applying for an SDE2, then system design is something that companies do test on. So if you're going for a senior dev position, definitely brush up on those system design skills. I followed a system design workbook that I found on GitHub, which was really, really helpful. And I'm going to tag that in the description below. And I also have a detailed video on how I prepared for my AWS interview right here. And I will also tag that below so that you guys have access to it. As your level in software engineering is going higher and higher, the more knowledge you need to have about system design. If you're an SDE2, they'll probably ask you to design a feature, but if you are an SDE3 or higher, they will ask you to design a complex system or a part of a migration feature or something else which requires a lot more experience and knowledge. So nowhere in this interview are you tested on your AWS cloud service knowledge or your AWS practitioner certification. But if you're looking to go down the solution architect path, then cloud practitioner certification definitely makes sense, because you as a solution architect, your job and your role is to understand all of the offerings that AWS has, and based on the problems, you need to architect a proper solution that your customers can use, a cost-effective and an optimal solution for your clients on how they can best use AWS. So in that scenario, yes, a cloud practitioner course will definitely help you land that first internship, will help you get your foot through the door. But if you're just looking to be an SDE and you want to work in the cloud space of the company itself and not really with the clients of the company, if you're looking to build the cloud, then yes, then you don't need to have a cloud practitioner core certification. You just need to be a really strong engineer and have those interviewing skills so you can land a job in your dream company. I'm linking all of the interview resources that I had used for my AWS interview, so definitely be sure to check out the description below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want more videos like this, let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe because I will be posting more videos on AWS services, career growth, and whatnot.